I died choking on my own blood, the cold steel of my brother's knife buried in my gut, his face twisted not in remorse, but in triumphant sneer as he whispered, "You were always the failure, Kylie. Now stay that way." The world faded to black in that abandoned warehouse on the edge of Chicago, my screams echoing off rusted walls while my so-called family cashed in on the empire I'd secretly built from nothing. But death wasn't the end. It was a goddamn reset button, slamming me back into my 25-year-old body, heart pounding in the cramped apartment I'd rented after Dad kicked me out, the eviction notice still crumpled on the floor like a bad joke. This time, I wouldn't beg for scraps. I'd burn their world down from the inside, starting with that family dinner they thought would seal my humiliation. The alarm clock buzzed like a hornet in my skull, yanking me from the nightmare that wasn't a dream. Sweat soaked my tank top, the cheap cotton clinging to skin that felt too young, too alive. I bolted upright, gasping, my hands flying to my abdomen, smooth, unscarred, no sticky warmth of betrayal seeping through. The mirror across the room showed my face, wide green eyes, freckles dusting my nose, the same messy auburn ponytail I'd worn since high school. But the date on my phone, October 15th, 2018, hit like a freight train. 7 years back. Before the boardroom coups, before the whispers of fraud that weren't mine, before Alex's blade ended it all. I laughed, a raw, ugly sound that scared even me. Trung Sin hell. In American terms, it was straight out of some pulp thriller, the underdog ghosting back for round 2. But this wasn't fiction. I'd lived it. Clawed my way from barista gigs to cornering the fintech market with an app that predicted stock crashes before the suits even blinked. Tech Kylie, they called it in the shadows, a ghost company I'd hidden behind shellcore because my family, Dad the cutthroat real estate mogul, Mom the socialite viper, Alex the golden boy heir, had branded me the black sheep. Useless Kylie. They'd sneered at my college dropout, ignoring how I'd bootstrapped code in dingy coffee shops while they partied in the Hamptons. That betrayal? It started small. Dad's empire was crumbling under bad loans, and I'd offered Tech Kylie as a lifeline, anonymous investment to bail them out. They took the cash, then Alex dug into my trails, twisted it into embezzlement when his own shady deals with Russian oligarchs went south. The feds raided. The headlines screamed, "Heir a scammer," and in the chaos of my arrest, he cornered me in that warehouse. "Family first," he'd said, plunging the knife. Mom watched via video call, her martini glass steady. "It's mercy, darling. Clean up your mess." Now, I had the drop on them. My fingers itched for my laptop, but first survival. I showered, the hot water washing away phantom blood, and dressed in the thrift store jeans that used to chafe my pride. The eviction loomed in 3 days. Dad had cut me off after I refused to marry his golf buddy's son for a merger. Fine. This time, I'd play their game, but on my board. By noon, I was at the corner Starbucks, irony biting deep, coding feverishly on a borrowed Wi-Fi signal. Tech Kylie version 2.0, fortified with blockchain I'd learned in prison. No. That hadn't happened yet. Focus. I funneled micro-investments through crypto wallets, masking my IP like a pro. By evening, the first wire hit, $50,000 from a venture angel who'd bitten last time. Seed money. Enough to rent a real office, hire a ghost team. But revenge wasn't code. It was personal. I called Mom's bluff first. "Kylie? Oh, honey, we're having a family dinner next week. Your brother's announcing his engagement."
Come?
For old times? Her voice dripped saccharine, the same tone she'd used to lure me to that intervention where they disowned me. Last life, I'd shown up desperate, only to be ambushed by lawyers claiming I'd forged Dad's signature on dummy accounts. This time, I'd go as the nobody they expected, humble pie served with arsenic. The week blurred in a haze of all-nighters. I crashed on a friend's couch. Real friend. Not the backstabbers who'd testified against me before. Elena, my old coding buddy from community college, didn't ask questions when I showed up with wild eyes and a duffel. "Girl, you look like you saw a ghost." Closer than she knew. We hacked together. She on UI, me on the algo that'd make or break empires. By dinner night, Tech Kylie was live, pulling in beta users from Silicon Valley whispers. Valuation? A cool million already, hidden in offshore trusts. The penthouse loomed like a gilded trap, 57th floor overlooking the Hudson. All marble floors and abstract art that cost more than my old life. Valet took my beat-up Civic with a smirk. I flipped him a 20 for my dwindling cash, chin high. Inside, the air hummed with Chanel and Scotch. Mom air-kissed my cheeks, her Botox smile not reaching her eyes. Darling, you look rested. Still waitressing. Something like that, I murmured, scanning the room. Dad held court by the fireplace, Punch straining his Tom Ford shirt, barking at Alex about quarterly projections. My brother, tall, blonde, the wasp dream, clinked glasses with his fiancée, Sophia. Ah, Sophia. Last life, she'd been the wild card. Wide-eyed intern at Dad's firm, all southern charm and hidden claws. She'd discovered the forged docs that buried me, her testimony the nail in my coffin. Tears on the stand, crocodile style. Tonight, she glowed in white lace, diamond solitaire winking like a taunt. Dinner was a minefield. Seared foie gras first course, ironic, given how they'd force-fed me lies. Small talk skirted my failures. Dropout, no husband, scraping by. Alex leaned in, patronizing. Kylie, we've all made mistakes. But family sticks together. Right, Soph? Sophia nodded, her blue eyes flicking to me with that flicker, curiosity, pity. Last time, she'd cornered me post-dinner, sympathetic whispers about helping me disappear quietly. This time, I smiled back, fork piercing the tender meat. Family's everything. Speaking of, congrats on the engagement. How'd you two meet again? Blind date from Dad's Rolodex. Laughter rippled, forced. Dad steered to business. The firm's dipping stocks, whispers of a hostile takeover. I sipped my wine, silent the nobody. But under the table, my phone vibrated. Alert from Tech Kylie. A short seller just bet against Harrington Realty. My all-goes first whisper. Chaos incoming. As plates cleared, Alex stood, glass raised. To Sophia, the woman who's made me whole. And to family through thick and thin. Eyes on me, challenge veiled. I raised mine, meeting his gaze. To second chances. The room chilled. Mom's laugh tinkled like breaking glass. Oh, Kylie, always the poet. Dessert was tiramisu, heavy as regret. Conversation turned to me, inevitable. So, little sis, Alex drawled. What's your big plan? Still coding those silly apps. I set my spoon down, the clink echoing. Actually, yeah. Launched something new. Fintech. Predictive modeling. Dad snorted. Predictive? Like weather apps? Save it for the geeks, kiddo. Sophia tilted her head, intrigued despite herself. Wait, what's it called? I'd love to check it out. Tech Kylie, I said softly, watching her blink. Recognition? Not yet. Alex sparked a laugh. Tech Kylie? Sounds like a knockoff. Bet it's crashing harder than our stocks. The table tensed. My heart thrummed. Not fear, but the thrill of the hunt. This was the hook. In my pocket, another buzz. Valuation hit 5 mil. But I played coy. Maybe. Or maybe it's the app that's shorting Harrington Realty right now. Silence. Dad's fork froze midair. What the hell did you say? I leaned back, casual. Check your Bloomberg. Someone's betting big against you. Funny timing, huh? Alex's face drained. He yanked his phone, scrolling. Sophia peered over, her manicured nails tapping. Oh my God. It's real. Who? Eyes swiveled to me. Mom's voice cracked. Kylie, this isn't funny. Not a joke. I stood, the chair scraping like a verdict. See, I've been busy. While you all wrote me off, I built something. An empire. And now, it's coming for yours. Chaos erupted. Dad slammed his fist, veins bulging. You little bitch. You think you can sabotage us? Sabotage. I echoed, voice steel. This is karma, Dad. For the loans you buried, the bribes Alex funneled through my shell. For the knife you let him sharpen. They stared, blanks. Not yet. Sophia, though, her eyes widened, piecing it. Kylie. You're behind Tech Kylie? The ghost startup everyone's buzzing about. Bingo. The room exploded. Accusations flying. Alex lunging across the table, Mom shrieking for security. But I held ground, phone out, streaming the boardroom feed I'd hacked weeks ago. Watch, I commanded. On the massive TV, Harrington stocks plummeted live. My algo merciless. You did this. Alex roared, face purple. We did this. I corrected. Your Russian deals?
Trace back to you.
The feds are en route. Oh, and Sophia, nice try with those forged docs last time. Won't fly twice. Her gasp was genuine this time. Betrayal flashed, not at me, but him. Alex? What docs? The twist uncoiled. In my first life, she'd been complicit, but cracks showed later. Guilt eating her anonymous tips to my lawyer too late. This time, I'd nudged her doubts with planted emails, whispers in her DMs from a burner. As cops' sirens wailed distant, I walked out, the penthouse door clicking shut like a guillotine. Second chance?
Nah.
This was checkmate. The fallout hit like a Midwest tornado, fast, furious, flattening everything in its path. By dawn, headlines screamed, Harrington heir indicted in money laundering scandal. My face wasn't on them yet. I was the shadow puppeteer, Tech Kylie, the faceless specter. From my new loft in Brooklyn, paid in crypto, anonymous lease, I watched the empire crumble on multiple screens. Elena crashed beside me, nursing coffee, her hacker grin wide. Girl, you didn't just burn the bridge. You nuked the river. Damn right. I paced, adrenaline still jangling. Sleep was for the dead, ironic, given my resume. But victory tasted sour. Alex's arrest photo. Cuffed, snarling at cameras, that pretty boy facade cracked. Mom's socials went dark, Dad's board ousting him in emergency session. And Sophia? She texted at 3 a.m. We need to talk. Coffee? Neutral ground. Trap or truce. Last life, she'd visited me in lockup. All teary confessions too late. Alex made me. Said it was you or us. This time I could use her flip the script, turn pawn to queen. We met at a dive in Midtown, Formica tables sticky with yesterday's spills, the kind of place where secrets dissolved in bad brew. She slid in opposite, no makeup, hair limp, human for once. Kylie, I had no idea about the Russians. He lied to me. About everything. Shocker. I stirred my black coffee, eyes flat. Including the docs you found. My signature, forged on his orders. She flinched. He said you were unstable. That you'd steal the company. I believed him, because, God, I wanted in. The lifestyle, the power. But you, Tech Kylie. It's brilliant. Why hide it? Because families like ours eat their young. Bitterness edged my words, unfiltered American grit. You think I wanted this? I offered help. They took it, twisted it, killed me for it. Her brow furrowed. Killed you? What? Figurative. I lied smooth. The truth too wild for daylight. Ruined me. Locked me away while they partied on my dime. Silence stretched, broken by a siren's wail outside. Sophia leaned in, voice low. Help me bury him. For real. I know where the bodies are, metaphorical but close. Offshore accounts, shell companies. We expose it all. You get the glory. Tech Kylie takes over Harrington. Tempting. Controversial as hell. Allying with the enemy? But revenge wasn't blind rage. It was chess. What's her angle? Alimony dream? Justice, she whispered, fierce. And maybe redemption.
For what I did to you.
I studied her. The tremor in her hands, the raw plea in her eyes. Twist or truth. Last life, she'd bailed post-trial, married Alex in a quiet ceremony while I rotted. But doubts had festered. Her anonymous leaks proved it. This time, I'd gamble.
Fine.
But cross me and you're next. We dove in that afternoon, my loft turning war room. Laptops synced, Elena on surveillance, Sophia spilling ledgers like confetti. The web was tangled. Alex's oligarch payoffs funneled through my old shells, Dad's bribes to city council for zoning scams. My algo mapped it, neural nets chewing data like gum. By nightfall, a dossier thick as a Bible, encrypted and ready for the DA. But leaks spring eternal. A call from Mom shattered the haze. Kylie Marie Harrington, you get down here now. This is treason. I patched her in on video. Facecom. The penthouse behind her was trashed. Overturned lamps, shattered vases. Treason? Try survival, mother. Her eyes blazed. Mascara streaks, black rivers. Your father's had a heart attack. Because of you. Guilt stabbed, sharp as memory's blade. Dad, monster, yes, but he'd rocked me to sleep once, before the mergers hardened him. Bullshit. Stress from his own sins. He's asking for you. Plea-laced venom. Family, Kylie. Blood. Blood. I laughed, cold. You spilled mine first.
Click.
But doubt wormed. Elena caught it. Don't go soft. They're vipers. I know. Yet, hospital that night. Private room, beep steady, Dad pale under fluorescent hell. Mom hovered, Alex's empty chair a ghost. He stirred as I entered, for lines snaking like accusations. Kylie. Voice rasp, eyes milky. What have you done? Fix what you broke. I pulled a chair close, no warmth. The firm's rotten. Alex's mess. My mess, he cut in, weak but steel. I covered for him. Always. You were supposed to be the smart one. Marry well, play ball. And when I didn't, you erased me. He coughed, labored. Erased? We protected you. From the ugliness. Protected? Rage boiled. You let him frame me. In another life. Life. Confusion flickered. I swallowed the slip. Point is, it's over. Tech Kylie's absorbing Harrington. Clean slate. His laugh wheezed. You?
CEO?
You're a dropout. Am I? I slid my phone over, headlines shifting. Tech Kylie bids for Harrington assets. Anonymous buyer emerges. His eyes widened, calculating. You sneaky. Learned from the best. I stood. Rest up, Dad. Trials in a month. Testify straight, maybe you walk. Mom burst in as I left, hysterics. Monster. Heartless. Outside, rain slicked the streets, neon blurring. Sophia waited in her BMW, engine humming. Well, he's cracking. I slid in. But families don't fold easy. We drove into the night, plotting deeper cuts. Yet, as city lights streaked, a whisper nagged. Was this justice, or just my own poison? The line blurred. American dream twisted into nightmare fuel. Weeks bled into frenzy. Tech Kylie exploded, VCs circling like sharks, Forbes sniffing my trail. I stayed ghost, voice modulated for calls, face blurred in meetings. Elena handled ops. Sophia, the intel. We leaked piecemeal. First, Alex's emails to oligarchs. Kylie takes the fall, family intact. Twitter ignited. Harrington fraud trending. Protests outside the tower. Pickets chanting blood money. Alex's bail hearing? Circus. He sneered from the dock, suit rumpled. She's lying. My sister's unhinged. Judge's gavel denied. Sophia testified next day, composed ice. I have recordings. He planned it all. Flashbulbs popped. I watched from a diner, anonymous. Victory edged closer, but controversy brewed. Pundits decried me. Vengeful heiress destroys dynasty? Op-ed split. Feminist icon or corporate terrorist? My decisions, hacking family servers, doxing minor players, drew fire. Ends justify? Elena asked over takeout. Hell yes. But sleep evaded, ghosts whispering. Dad's cough, Mom's tears. Was I saving the world, or just settling scores? Crescendo hit at the gala. Harrington's last gasp, charity ball for fallen empires. I crashed incognito, gown black as intent, mask optional in the crowd. Sophia on my arm. Fiancée, facade for cover. Alex cornered us by the bar. Out on technicality. Eyes feral. You bitches. This ends tonight. Does it? I sipped champagne, bubbles biting. Cops have your server logs. Game over. He lunged, fist cocked, but Sophia stepped in, heel grinding his toe. Touch her, and I pressed send on the full dump. Backup arrived. Elena's cue. Feds in tuxes. Cuffs clicked. Alexander Harrington, you're under. Chaos. Screams. Spilled trays. But as they dragged him, he twisted, spitting. You died once, Kylie. I'll finish it. Died? The room froze. Sophia's gasp hot on my ear. Slip exposed. In the melee, Dad wheeled in, post-attack, defiant. Enough. Voice boomed. Kylie, stop this. I faced him, mask slipping.
Why?
For you. For us.
Plea raw.
I was wrong. Frame job was mercy for Alex's future.
But you.
You're the future now. Twist gutted me. Mercy? Their love, my noose. Tears pricked. Fury, grief. Too late. Feds hauled Alex. Mom sobbed in corner. Sophia squeezed my hand. Your call. I nodded to Elena. Full leak. Empires tumbled. But as confetti fell, ironic celebration, I whispered to Dad. One chance.
Testify.
Or join him. He nodded, broken. Dawn broke, new era. But victory? Hollow echo. The morning after the gala dawned gray, Chicago's wind whipping off the lake like a slap from fate itself. I stood on my loft's balcony, coffee steaming in bone china I'd swiped from Mom's collection, petty trophy. Below, news vans swarmed the tower. Tech Kylie takeover trended, my shadow empire devouring the light.
Valuation. 500,000 pesos overnight.
Offers poured in Google buyout, Elon tweetstorm praise. But the high crashed hard, leaving me hollow, staring at the scar that wasn't there. Sophia knocked softly, bearing bagels, and that southern drawl softened by city edges. Rough night. She slid beside me, our knees brushing, electric, unintended. You could say. I handed her coffee, black as my mood. Alex's words. He let it slip. About the warehouse. Her eyes sharpened. The what? I exhaled. The truth spilling like overbrewed Joe. No more ghosts. Last life. Or, what feels like it, I died. Alex stabbed me, framed for his crimes. Woke up here, 7 years back. Second chance, revenge edition. Silence, then her laugh, nervous, real. Girl, that's some acid trip fanfic.
But.
I believe you. Those emails you predicted? Spooky accurate. Relief flooded. Weird bomb. You're not running?
Nah.
Adds flavor to the plot. She bumped my shoulder. Grin sly. Besides, I'm all in. Fiancée to the family wrecker? Hot. Heat flushed, not just ally vibes. Controversial?
Hell, yes.
Falling for the ex-enemy mid-revenge?
Estreitirão com sabotage.
But in America's grind, lines blurred, power plays, boardroom flirtations. We dove back in, her at my side for depositions, me shielding her from tabloid vultures dubbing her the turncoat bride. Dad's testimony dropped the bomb. Hospital bed to witness stand, frail but fierce. My son orchestrated it. Kylie was innocent, my cover-up. Jaws dropped. Mom fainted dramatically. Alex's trial fast-tracked, plea deal crumbling. He raged in court, pointing at me. She's a witch. Came back from the dead. Laughter rippled. Nerves, not mockery. Judge banged gavel. Counsel, restrain your client. But the seed planted, whispers of my obsession. Psych evals floated. Controversy peaked. Fox called me vindictive visionary. Sen ruthless reborn. Protests split. Women's marches cheering my rise. Old money clubs blackballing Tech Kylie. My decisions? Nuclear. I greenlit layoffs at Harrington. Brutal, but necessary culls of corrupt VPs. Publicly, I donated severance to whistleblower funds. Privately, I slept with guilt gnawing. Elena called me out over whiskey. You're turning into them. Power's a drug, Kentucky. Antidote's worse. I clinked glasses. Fold now, they win. Sophia grounded me. Nights tangled in sheets, passion fierce, American excess, rooftop bars, stolen kisses amid skyline sprawl. This us, she murmured post-glow, fingers tracing my scar. Complicated. Story of my life. But trust bloomed, fragile. She shared her skeletons, Daddy's farm bankruptcy, clawing into elite via Alex's charm. I was complicit 'cause I was scared. Not anymore. Twist loomed at the merger vote. Takili xaraulders, façales avatars primers de cultivata, gatarat virtual, poll stict. Rival bitter, a VC shark, ex-dad's crony, whispering smears, Kylie's unstable. Hacked her own kin. Votes teetered. I went nuclear. Live stream from the loft, unmasked. Face to camera, voice steady. I'm Kylie Harrington, the nobody they buried. Tech Kylie isn't revenge, it's revolution. Predictive justice for the screwed over. Vote yes, or watch the future pass you by. Views exploded, 10 million hours. Votes flipped. Merger sealed. Champagne popped, Elena whooping, Sophia kissing me senseless. But as cheers faded, a knock. Feds, badges gleaming. Ms. Harrington, we need to talk. About your resurrection claims. Alex's ravings had snowballed. Cell whispers to lawyers. Planted stories. They hauled records. My dead face? Non-existent, but anomalies glared. IP jumps. Predictive trades to perfect. Insider trading? Lead agent pressed. Eyes hard. Genius, I countered. Sophia lawyered up beside. All goes open source now. Check the code. They left empty-handed, but shadow lingered. Media frenzy. CEO's delusions or deepfake? I leaned in, controversial pivot. Press conference, full disclosure. Died metaphorically. Family killed my spirit. This, rebirth. Crowd ate it, empowerment porn. But backlash bit. Trolls doxing Elena. Death threats to Sophia. Freak show. One screamed outside my building. Crisis peaked midnight. Anonymous tip. Alex out on appeal technicality. Gun permit active. He was coming. Sophia barricaded. Elena on cams. Me with a Glock from a shady contact. Decision dark. Straight vigilante flick. No more running. I told the mirror. Steel cold in hand. Sirens wailed false. Decoy. Then, crash. Door splintered. Alex silhouetted. Wild-eyed. Pistol raised. Told you I'd finish it.
Time slowed, déjà vu goût de punch.
Last life flashed. Warehouse cold. Betrayal's bite.
But now?
Sophia lunged, tackling low. Elena tasered from shadows. I fired. Warning. Ceiling chunk flying. He crumpled. Not dead. Disarmed. Howling. Cops swarmed. Real this time. As they cuffed him, again his eyes met mine broken. Why, Kai? We were blood. Blood betrays. Words steel, but tears stung. Mercy?
No.
Justice. Trial redux. Attempted murder tacked on. Dad testified against him. Voice cracking. My fault. Pushed too hard. Mom? Crumpled, entering rehab for stress. Family fractured, but mine now, chosen. Elena Soho, Sophia. Partner? Post-verdict, beach walk in Miami, escape, recharge. Waves crashed, sun dipped. What now? Sophia asked, hand in mine. Build. I squeezed. No more ghosts. But Twist whispered, a letter from Alex, prison scrawl. Knew about the reset. Dad's old journal. Cursed bloodline? You're not alone. Paranoia? Or real? I burned it, but seed planted. Empire rose. Controversies faded to legend. Tech Kylie went public, me at helm. Unmasked icon. Yet in quiet I wondered. Rebirth complete or just intermission? A year post-chaos, New York's pulse synced with mine. Frantic, unforgiving, alive. Tech Kylie HQ towered glass and steel and flatiron, my corner office a perch over the chaos I'd tamed. Morning started with Elena's briefings, stock ticks green, user base exploding to millions. Afternoons, board squabbles, old Harrington holdouts griping cuts. Evenings? Sophia, her art gallery gig flex time, us stealing dinners in hole-in-the-walls, laughing over wine about that time your brother tried to ghost you. Literally. But peace? Elusive as a bug-free code. Alex's letter haunted, ashes notwithstanding. Dad's journal. I'd retrieved it from the penthouse attic during cleanup. Pages yellowed, scrawled ravings. Harrington curse. The fall and rise. Blood debts paid twice. Bullshit or blueprint. My death. Too tidy. Trades too prescient. Paranoia therapy. Doc called it PTSD from metaphorical trauma. I popped pills, pushed on. Controversy clung like glitter. Senate hearings on my ethically gray hacks. Ms. Harrington, Senator drawled. Drawl thick as oil. You weaponized family against itself. Precedent for corporate warfare. I leaned into the mic, cameras hot. Precedent for accountability, Senator. When the system's rigged, you rewrite the code. Claps from Dems, boos from reps. Headline split. Feminist firebrand or family annihilator? Sophia prepped me post-hearing, massage easing knots. You're winning the narrative. Cost. I murmured, her touch lingering. Our thing solid but tested. Tabloid sniffed. CEO and ex-fiancée. Revenge romance or real? We dodged labels, but nights tangled. Her whispers, love you, slipping barriers. Twist detonated at the annual gala, my gala now, Tech Kylie black tie bash for digital equity. A-listers swarmed, tech bros, celebs, even mom, rehab fresh, gaunt but groomed, arm looped in dads. Reconciliation olive branch? I'd allowed it. Therapy mandated family sessions, awkward as hell. We're trying, Dad grunted last week, eyes avoiding mine. Sophia and I worked the room, her in emerald silk that matched my eyes, me in tailored black, power couple camouflage. Elena cornered us by the bar. Incoming. Weird vibe. Mom approached, flute trembling. Kylie, darling. You look formidable. Appearances. I clinked glasses, wary. How's retirement? Dad shuffled up, cane tapping.
Boring.
But your mother's got ideas. Charity wing. Harrington name redeemed. Subtext. Leverage. I smiled thin. Discuss later. Then the envelope waiter slipped it into my palm, anonymous. Inside. Photo, grainy. Me. Age 18. Warehouse, the one. Back turned, but scar on door matched memory. Note. Not the first death. Ask Daddy. World tilted. I cornered him in alcove. Photo thrust. Explain. His face ashen. Kylie.
Now.
Voice whip. Sigh ragged. The journal. Not curse. Experiment. Your grandfather, mad scientist type, dabbled psychotropics, funded black ops. Rebirth serum. Hallucinogen. Resets trauma loops. Tested on me after 52 crash. Woke thinking I'd died. And me. Horror clawed. Alex found vials in attic. During your intervention, spiked your wine. To break you, make you pliable.
But it.
Amplified. Gave visions drive. The death. Psyche echo not real. Rage supernova. You let him drug me? For control? Desperate times. Shame cracked. Empire slipping. Thought it'd humble you. Sophia found me. Pulled away as I shook. Breathe. We expose.
No.
Decision seismic, controversial core. End it quiet. Therapy real. No more cycles. She nodded, fierce. Your call. But I'm here. Gala peaked. My speech, unscripted. Rebirth isn't magic, it's grit. From failures, we rise. To those who broke me, forgiveness isn't weakness. It's rewrite. Eyes on parents, loaded. Claps thundered. Mom teared up. Dad nodded, broken proud. Aftermath. Serum destroyed. Alex's appeals crushed with new evidence. He wrote once more, "Sorry, sis. Monster genes." I replied, "Therapy referral, no quarter." Empire thrived. Tech highly global, me mentoring startups in hoods, paying forward. Sophia proposed on that Miami beach, ring simple, waves witness. Partners? In code and chaos. Yes. Tears real, happy. Family mended, fractures scarred. Holidays tentative, laughs edged. Elena best woman the wedding, small, Brooklyn rooftop, city hours. Years on, gray threading my hair, I penned memoir. Reset, a Harrington reckoning. Bestseller, film rights buzzing. Twists end? In epilogue, a quiet admission. Maybe the death was both drug haze and destiny. But I chose life, unscripted. Nobby gig, Juts có hole. American si tai. Flowet, fire, forward. The nobody? CEO eternal.